I think, yeah, somebody's always jacking that.
Yeah, put some lines in there. Needs to be sealed too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
so-
said, if you give me a week or so a heads up, I'll go help you guys
Yeah.
push that around. We'll go get some buckets of that junk.
Yeah, just
Everybody ready?
block it off for a day.
Been ready for half hour.
Regular meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, July 6, 2026, 7 p.m. Bear.
Here.
Briggs.
Here.
Coulter.
Here.
Heidrich.
Aye.
Holtmeyer.
Here.
Packey.
Here.
Pepsel.
Here.
Sullentrop.
Here.
Please rise for Pledge of Allegiance. Will all the council members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the council meeting dated June 15th, 2026? Bear.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Coulter.
Yes.
Heidrich.
Aye.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Packey.
Yes.
Pepsel.
Yes.
Sullentrop.
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Sullentrop. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the minutes is done.
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. You have the Collector's Treasurer's Report Summary for March 2026, Monthly Investment Report Summary for March 2026, Change Order Number 2 for High Street Stormwater Basin Retrofit Project, Final Pay Request for the Old Pool House exterior renovations, and the firework display for Washington Town and Country Fair.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay.
I'm
Got a
sorry,
motion? Any-
who was that?
Sully?
And-
And Heidrich.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Consent approved.
Priority items, mayor's presentations, appointments, and reappointments. Deputy Treasurer Assessor appointment.
Dear council members, with the resignation of City Administrator Darren Lamb, I herewith submit for your approval the following name for appointment. Person sitting next to me, Sherry Claycamp. Deputy Treasurer Assessor, term ending September of 2026.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Holtmeyer, second by Heidrich. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion's approved.
Police Department appointment.
Yeah.
We gotta appoint. We gotta appoint them.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Good evening, council. This evening, I'd like to introduce a young man to you, William Kennedy. He comes to us with a few years of experience in law enforcement. As usual, he's gone through all the hiring process, testing, and performed admirably. So I'd like to recommend him for approval as a full-time police officer.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Heidrich. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Did he finish in the front of his class?
He's went to the police academy a few years ago, so I could, well, yes. There you go. There's your answer, Steve.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome aboard. Welcome.
Guys, this is something we've not done before, swearing in at a council meeting. And I think it's a great idea, gets all of us involved, puts the police department front and center of the place with you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And your girlfriend wants them in? Have at it, I'm glad.
Hey, any of you taking pictures? Any of you guys taking pictures? You can come up here. You can come up here.
Unless you got a warrant. Hook 'em, Daniel.
Let me turn his microphone on.
Yes. Now's your chance to stick them if you want to. It isn't easy. Yeah,
Why don't they make them Velcro?
there it is. You're under pressure.
You gotta do that every day for him.
Some help. There we go. Nice.
Act like you like each other.
Don't cuff her.
Police chief reappointment.
Dear council members, I herewith submit for your approval the following for reappointment to the Police Department and Police Chief Jim Armstrong. Effective date, July 15, 2026. Expires a year from then, July 15, 2027.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Sorry, I should let you.
You're stuck with us.
Motion by Patke, second by hundreds, so
Stuck with us from the
you got first.
You want to do it?
Why not?
Okay.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Police department reappointments.
All right.
There's a bunch of them. Jim, you want to handle this? Please.
You guys could all come up. You went on the chopping block.
Joe, Casey, Chad.
We got all old timers this evening, so you should know all of them. So I don't know that we introduced, but, so tonight we have Captain Darrell Balladier, Lieutenant Steve Seitz, Sergeant Doug Tollison, Lieutenant Joe Rinkemeyer, which he's not able to be here, Sergeant Casey Hill, Detective Charles Shear, he's not able to be here either, Sergeant Chad Sloan, and Officer Max Keeler, which he's on vacation. So, but they've all done a great job for us, obviously, so I definitely recommend them for reappointment.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Patke again, second by Coulter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, of course.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Washington Area Highway Transportation Committee reappointments.
Dear council, I herewith submit for your approval the following for reappointment to the Washington Area Highway Transportation Committee. Kurt Understall, term ending July 2029, and the man who has been there the longest, Bill Strotman, term ending July of 2029.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Holtmeyer, second by Briggs. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, guys.
Public hearings, retail parking code changes.
All right. Good evening, council. This is a series of parking changes that were recommended unanimously at last month's Planning and Zoning Commission. They came out of a recommendation to take a look at these by the Board of Adjustment. I'll give kind of a brief history here. I'm not going to go through all of this, but essentially what you need to know is in December of 2024, we changed our off-street, retail off-street parking regulations. As at that time, city staff determined they may be a bit excessive given national and local or regional best practices and a change in local economy. There's more online shopping. A lot of our, retail centers along the highways are pretty overparked. They were built at a time when online shopping wasn't really a thing, and now we have a lot of people doing that. But more recently, Lowe's down at 47 and 100 requested a variance to reduce the amount of off-street parking that they were required to store some material on site, and the Board of Adjustment denied their variance due to the request not being a hardship, and then as a result of that, they requested the Planning Commission take a look at our parking standards, specifically for hardware stores, to see if they're too excessive. And what they mean by that is, currently in our off-street parking regulations, we have a separate definition for furniture, appliance stores, hardware stores, wholesale establishments, machinery, clothing stores, and that is 2 parking spaces plus 1 additional parking space for each 300 square feet of floor area above 1,000 square feet, which is just a lot. A lot as in it is more parking than, our typical retail store. A typical retail store would be required, and a lot is in complex. And so taking a look, I guess we'll keep going here. And that's this sort of streamlining of off-street parking that the Board of Adjustment recommended is supported by our comprehensive plan. Right here on screen, amend Chapter 400 to allow for shared or reduced parking requirements for all land uses. And these land uses, which are this map right here, generally are commercial zones in town, so the comprehensive plan supports that. And so what staff ended up coming up with is the changes in 2024 were intended to cover most retail uses in our shopping centers, but did not apply to several uses which have more stringent parking requirements, which could be considered retail if they did not have their own specific definition, i.e. convenience stores, furniture or appliance stores, hardware stores, those type of things. And so what we're proposing, one of the changes that we're proposing is to get rid of these definitions for convenience stores and this furniture, hardware, clothing store definition, and just have one unified retail parking definition for all of sort of our retail uses. And taking a look about how that change will, go into effect for, a use built under the previous, or I should say current parking versus the proposed parking regulations. I took some data here from the National Convenience Store Association, said one of their average stores is around 2,500 square feet. There weren't great statistics because we have an all-encompassing definition for furniture, appliance. It's a whole bunch of things. Couldn't get good data on what the average size is, so I just took the average size of all the different uses that we see in town and got about 5,200 square feet. So a convenience store that's currently required around 10 parking spaces would be required around 7 parking spaces, and then furniture, appliance, all of these uses currently would be required around 174, proposed 150. And then in having this discussion with Planning Commission, they came up with a really good recommendation that I thought was a good way to move forward, which is we currently base our calculations off total floor area. And they asked, well, could it be possible that we only calculate the parking area based on the actual retail square footage of that business? And I've got an example here to kind of demonstrate how that would work in practice. So here we got the building plans for Aldi. And as some of you might remember, the parking lot was built before the store was actually built there. So they were built, they got about 102 parking spaces out there, but they were only required to have 80 parking spaces at the time. Under our current regulations that were adopted in December of 2024, it's a 20,000 square foot building, so they would only be required 57 parking spaces. And if you only counted the retail space in Aldi, which is about 1,300 square feet of retail space, they would be required 37 parking spaces. So a lot less than what is actually constructed, but when you think about the actual foot traffic that Aldi is giving and how empty that parking lot is, a lot of it, now granted, it does get busy, but when you think about the amount of empty space that is there, that's kind of the goal here, is to get at what is the space that is actually being used by customers, and how do we park that appropriately as to what our current regulations do, which is overpark a lot of our retail uses. So I'll stop there. There's a couple of other things in here to get to, but just any questions on this?
So,
Yeah.
getting back to convenience stores, you're saying on the average of 5,200 square feet, they only need 7 or 8 parking spots?
That would be under the new convenience stores like gas stations. You know, that's mainly what that use
Considering
is.
where the gas pumps are, just parking spots.
Yeah, just in front of the convenience store. Yeah. But that's not saying like that's how many parking spaces. That's the average convenience store, and then using our rules, that's how many parking spaces we would require under these proposed rules, if that makes sense.
What about handicap?
Well, they would be required handicap spaces as well. Mhm. If there's no other questions, I'll keep moving forward here. So another change that sort of came about, and these next two changes were more so just because we were already looking at off-street parking regulations, and some other things had popped in my head as I was looking at these, and thought, well, we might as well address these while we're on the topic, and we have to go through the process of a public hearing. So there are uses in our off-street parking regulations with multiple definitions. This makes the parking calculation variables for staff when determining the amount of parking a use is required. So some uses that have samey definitions: banquet centers, bingo halls, reception halls, and then entertainment, assembly, or exhibition places. I mean, those could be, if you're really looking at that could be sort of the same thing. And then restaurant, nightclub, or cafe, and then drive-in restaurant, or establishment serving meals, lunches, or drinks to patrons, either in their cars or in the building. So it's not just a drive-in, it's any sort of restaurant. And so what we're proposing is to get rid of 2 of these definitions and just move to a per square foot floor area calculation, because that's a lot easier than calculating the number of seats in a business. And also, if a business stops being in use and they change the floor layout, it's much harder for staff to catch that in the reoccupancy process because we're not always in sync with our inspectors out in the field who are actually looking at these things. So having our parking be required on a per square footage base makes for a much more consistent outcome in this case. And then Commission, and in talking about this with Planning Commission, they requested to review best practices for club/nightclub/bar parking requirements. So currently, what our definition, and the reason why they brought this up is because a restaurant has a much different stay time and traffic count than a bar would, and so they wanted to differentiate those with 2 separate sort of definitions. So currently we regulate that on a per seat basis, and staff came up with the best way to do this is to create a new definition for drinking establishments for our off-street parking requirements, and then this is defined as tavern in our use table, so permitted in all commercial and industrial zones. And then we took a look at some regional specifics, kind of got a wide range of calculation numbers here. And then just to put this in your mind about what we're actually talking about, these are some businesses that would fall under the new drinking establishment definition, and they average about 1,400 square feet there. And then so what staff ended up deciding to recommend was 1 space per 175 square feet. So you're at about 8 off-street parking spaces, and that also includes 1 space for every 1 space per 175 square feet of indoor floor area and patio area, because some of these businesses have outdoor patios and people are going to sit there and need to go there. So with that, questions, comments. And I guess I should mention also, it's just a public hearing tonight. The ordinance is coming at the next council meeting, so.
I'm sorry.
Since it is, do we want folks' input? Nobody's here, unless Merrill wants to speak. Go ahead, Al.
My question would be, we picked these three things for a visual here, but I know we get into downtown, doesn't have to have off-street parking.
Sure.
How does this all come into play? 'Cause
Yeah, well, absolutely, and that's what I brought up at the planning commission meeting is, you know, these like standalone bars. That's just kind of a national trend that you aren't seeing very many new construction standalone bars. So, quite frankly, this use isn't going to come up that often. Now, you know, granted, down the line, things can change. So it's good to just have a definition for this, even though it's not the most common use. But you are right that a lot of these establishments are going to be downtown or on Fifth Street, where it's just going to be, you know, a reoccupancy of an existing building. So,
it's not like we put this into effect and then we go to the sandbar and say, oh, by the way.
no, absolutely not.
18 parking spots,
Absolutely
100
not.
square foot.
No. Mm-mm.
Grandfathered in, but you're just using them as examples.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Good job, Adam. Thanks, Aaron.
More
There's
comments?
a lot of words there.
I don't think we're gonna see a lot of changes right off the bat, Aaron, but I have to agree that
No, but hopefully it's a way when someone comes in and something new,
Yep.
you have a formula that's easy to look at, easy to explain, and easy to do, rather than some of the wording that got taken out. I know at planning and zoning is just astronomical, so. I can remember making the change in '24, and I'm surprised that that didn't allow Lowe's to have enough area for their mulch and.
Well, that's part of the reason why we were making this change, because Lowe's is under this furniture store or hardware store definition. So it has more part, and that calculation is from the 1990s. So that has been updated in a while. Whereas, you know, that 1 per 350 is about, you know, year and a half old. So.
When we talked about it, planning and zoning, as long as I don't think any of us here has ever seen the Lowe's parking lot completely full where you can't find a parking spot. So that's not the issue, but with them storing the mulch out there, I think as long as it's not a sight distance issue, then it can be okay. So that's just something that added to it.
We also talked about all the online sales now. These businesses are not having the same amount of traffic in their stores as they used to. So it was a perfect time to update the parking code.
Well, and the traffic's much quicker if they do.
Yes.
Buy online and still pick up at the store, but you're in and out quick.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
We don't have anybody else to speak. I'd make a motion to accept in the minutes.
Second.
who's second? Joe?
Yeah.
Motion by Bear, second by Holtmeyer to accept into the minutes. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes.
Citizens' comments?
Anyone would like to come up? Okay. Thanks, Merrill.
Ordinances and resolutions. An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and CV Contractors, Inc. for the new Parks Office Interior Renovation Project and amend the 2025-2026 budget.
Pat Key.
Introduced by Pat.
All right, so this is the ordinance that was in front of you at the council workshop. It's for the new Parks Office interior renovations. CV Contractors is the winning bid with the amount of $460,010, which includes alternate bid number 2 for additional window treatments in the amount of $4,500. The project is within the approved budget of $495,000, and they also recommend establishing a contingency of $34,990 for any unforeseen issues that may arise during the project. This is also a budget amendment for the 2025-2026 budget, and it'll be taken out of the prior capital improvement sales tax fund.
Cool.
Any other discussion?
Other discussion? Second reading then. Okay.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and CV Contractors, Inc. for the new Parks Office interior renovation project and amend the 2024-2026 budget. Packey,
Yes.
Sullentrup,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Stepsel,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Hydrich,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Coulter.
Yes.
By your vote, ordinance 7A passes.
Mayor's report?
Okay, guys, tomorrow at 4:30 is East-West Gateway meeting here. East-West Gateway is the organization that approves our federal funding for our transportation. Pretty important folks, if you want to meet them, if you want to attend the meeting, it's right here, 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to try and be here. Second, this Thursday, the airport is having a ribbon-cutting ceremony after our meeting, and that should be right at 4 o'clock. The project is complete for now, and we're starting to see an uptick in fuel sales, touch and goes, landings, which is a great thing. That's the intent. So 4 p.m. this Thursday, ribbon cutting for the airport.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, yes. And lastly, this is Vic's development out on North Crest, pardon me, Stonebridge. The road is called Timber Crest. If you go down to the new fire station, go down the hill, look to the left, that's Vic's, I don't know what phase it is in his development, but this road will connect Beaker Road and Phoenix Center. It's gonna be a major road sometime. And right now, there's a lot of new residents in town who have to go around to the west or to the east if they wanna go get to Phoenix Center or to anywhere. Now it's very easy. And there will be a walking part of it. It will connect to Vic's new proposal on the south side of the East-West Parkway. So pretty exciting. They're gonna have food, free food, and everything. The ribbon cutting is at 11 o'clock. I'm not sure if it's up on the top of the hill or down at the bottom. Anyway, to look for the tent and smell the barbecue. So that's all I have. Thank you, guys.
Interim City Administrator's report. There will be a budget workshop meeting on Monday, August 3rd, at 6 p.m. We are working with the department heads, scheduling meetings to go over their budgets for the year, and so we will be presenting the budget highlights to you guys on August 3rd. And that is all I have. Council comments. If none, then I just need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Briggs to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.